performance vehicle.
Looks are not deceiving either. This car is designed to go fast, look super cool, and announce the power of ethanol.
It's not so much about being a supercar as well. It's not so much about the amount of horsepower, because it has only 400 horsepower.
But because of the ethanol capability, the Aero X delivers a whopping 143 horsepower per liter of displacement, about 30% higher than a comparable gas-powered sports car.
Because it runs at a higher octane than current gasoline, ethanol actually allows you to increase the power out of a vehicle or out of a combustion engine and take advantage of that extra octane.
The octane rating means how much compression the fuel will take before igniting. The more compression, the more power. High-test gas is 93 octane. E100 is about 115. Aero X will have a top speed of about 155 miles per hour on corn liquor. And it'll accelerate to 60 in just over 4 seconds on corn liquor. The first step toward the future of fuel. Coming up, a 100% biodiesel car built by 100% kids, and the ultimate recycle.
Your old car parts can fuel your new future car.
Out there is a field of ethanol.
Much of the world is already using the biofuel ethanol to stretch what little gasoline we have left. Ethanol is alcohol from corn or sugar, so it burns seamlessly with a gasoline engine.
Brazil is doing a lot with biofuels. I think that is the path they have chosen quite successfully.
Successful indeed. Now 50% of Brazil's passenger fuel comes from sugarcane-derived ethanol. In the process, there are some added benefits, like cleaner air.
It is a much lower CO2 emission fuel than fossil fuels today, so it's a really good thing to do.
But what kind of farm fuel works in a diesel engine? Biodiesel.
Soybeans, sunflower, rapeseed.
Biodiesel is oil, vegetable oil. Really, vegetable oil.
You put it in your diesel engine and you're good to go.
In a diesel engine, pistons move by heating air with oil, rather than the internal firing process of a gasoline engine. So your diesel car or truck could work right now on diesel fuel cut with vegetable oil. And with very little effort, your car will run on vegetable oil alone. In the meantime, your exhaust gets cleaner in the process. Your car will emit nearly 50% less carbon monoxide. Your car's carbon dioxide output will drop to 0. Sulfur dioxide? Not a trace. It's certainly a great incentive. The question is, what will the world use to produce these clean biofuels, ethanol and biodiesel?
I think every country needs to look at the resource base they have and say, what can we do?
A regional solution? No more universal fuel? How would that be possible?
Each region will be concerned about being relatively self-sustained.
Corn ethanol in, say, South Dakota. Soy-based biodiesel in Iowa.
In Norway, we don't have that much agricultural land beyond what we use for our own production, but we have large wood resources, and we think it's very interesting to see how we can convert the whole tree into diesel.
Right now, with farm production and recycled vegetable oil, biofuels could provide 15% of America's total diesel use.
Biofuels have been very good to us.
A great start, but the future has some clever surprises in store when it comes to making even more oil.
We can turn anything organic into diesel.
Mother Nature takes organic materials and after millions of years and some time and pressure turns it into oil, and we're just shortening the time frame a little bit so that we can make it in hours what Mother Nature takes millions of years to do.
The result?
Your old car parts can fuel your new future car. Your old car parts can fuel your new future car.
Literally. Candace and Brian are recycling cars into oil.
My name is Brian Appel.
I'm Candace Wheeler.
We're here to find a solution to the end-of-life recycling issues that the automotive industry faces.
It's important to recycle cars because they actually serve as a great resource. They're a large product, they have a lot of material.
Today, 85% of every discarded automobile gets recycled. But what about the other 15%? Until now, those were the useless parts, the plastic, foam, and rubber tossed aside as shredder residue. But now, after these parts are sent through an intense thermal conversion process, they become clean diesel fuel in about 20 minutes.
This is where the future begins.
We sent them a couple of small bags of shredder residue and found that, well, yes, we could create oils.
Your old car parts can fuel your new future car. Okay? So this material that comes from these shredder companies gets loaded into a reactor. The reactor gets closed, and we heat up that material. And this is a reactor that does most of the depolymerization.
Inside the reactor, the material is heated to 900 degrees Fahrenheit and pressurized at 600 psi.
You'll see plastics mixed. You'll see pieces of the seat, polystyrene, all these different foams. If you go to incinerate this stuff, it creates bigger problems because there is PVC in there, polyvinyl chloride. And if that hits an open flame, we create dioxins and furans. The beauty about this process is nothing hits an open flame, so we're able to break down these polymers in our thermal conversion process into useful material. The organic portion that has been separated from the inorganic portion is now blended at high temperatures and pressures with water to what we call contacting in a hydrolysis reactor and produce a useful fuel that you can put directly into your car.
Imagine gassing up without using a drop of petroleum by recycling what was once forever junk into fuel for your car. That is good gas mileage.
This is the future.
Automobiles really need to be sustainable from an energy and environmental perspective. Interestingly, today automobiles are 95% recyclable. In fact, the automobile is one of the most recycled consumer products that exists, and we can improve upon that. We have to make our vehicles sustainable. It's a responsibility that comes with the freedom of having automobiles to go where we want to, when we want to.
What do these two supercars have in common? They both have a powerful masculine appeal with feminine curves. They both have a futuristic appearance. And they're both built to run on biofuels. The Aero X is all ethanol, but the Attack is powered by 100% biodiesel and built by 100% kids.
It's a great pleasure to work with urban students that have developed a car that is truly a car of the future.
Yeah, the first time I ever turned a wrench, I was 6 years old. I'm Kevin McKnight.
Victor Webster.
I'm Jeffrey Dan.
I'm Lawrence Jones.
My name is Okonsi.
My name is Joseph Pack.
I'm Jesse Jones.
I'm Bruce Harmon.
And I'm Simon Hogger, and this is our vision of the future.
We wanted to make a fuel-efficient car that also looks good.
We just kind of stumbled upon biodiesel. It is a fantastic fuel.
Biodiesel is basically diesel with vegetable oil.
Most diesels could actually run biodiesel.
But what slight alterations did they make for it to run on pure vegetable oil?
Diesel engines actually use heat instead of spark plugs to ignite the fuels. This wasn't too difficult.
It's a TDI turbo diesel engine, 1.9 liter.
This is a performance fuel filter we had installed. And these are the special biodiesel lines we had to use.
So you can't just pour in unrefined French fry oil.
Because it biodegrades sometimes the fuel lines if it's not the proper material.
You can put it in there, it will run, but it will clog your fuel injector, so basically have to be clean.
These are performance injectors we had installed to add more performance to the car.
And what does all this add up to?
So far we got 55 miles per gallon.
It goes 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds.
We also race the car, and we won first place this year and last year.
I'm a math and physics teacher. I'm not an environmentalist, and as you learn about the benefits of biodiesel, it really makes you scratch your head. It's fantastic for the environment. It has almost zero net carbon dioxide output.
You won't get sick off of what's coming out the muffler or the tailpipe.
The next